Storm Team Weather's 7-day forecast is brought to you by the Flower Motor family, serving our community since 1968.
Welcome back, and thanks so much for joining us on your Saturday evening. Well, we saw a little bit of some drier conditions to start the day out, but we're actually looking at a change at the moment. Right now, we are looking out east towards mostly the Grand Mesa as well as Mount Garfield, because you see all these clouds, believe it or not, that is where all the action is at the moment. We're going to be looking at more stormy conditions, especially if you live out in any of our mountain communities. And speaking of which, you can see a lot of storm activity currently on our radar and satellite. A lot of it is moving now up into the I-70 corridor, and we're also going to just see bands of some rain moving through the region. Now we see a big bulk of it, though, out into eastern Utah. And we're going to see it move farther west. However, only the lower elevations, you're only going to see a very slight chance, because as you can see, they're kind of just going around into the higher elevations for the moment. In fact, we aren't the only ones seeing a lot of weather at the moment. On our state radar, you can see, wow, a lot of thunderstorms now building in just into the southeast corner of our state. But again, we are looking at a lot of precipitation coming through now after a little bit of some dry conditions, because we're returning back to what we call a monsoonal pattern. This high pressure system is all responsible for all of the moisture that is currently coming in. You can see on our water vapor imagery this area of green and white. That is now some moisture currently coming in at the moment. And in fact, you can see as this high pressure system just keeps spinning, more and more moisture is now coming into the western slope of Colorado. This is going to do something a little interesting. Believe it or not, we're only going to stay with some storms at least for a little bit, probably a day or two, because after this high pressure system keeps building on some moisture, it's actually going to move farther west, and as it does, we're actually going to see dry conditions yet again. This high pressure system, though, it's going to keep fluctuating throughout most of the week, and so we're actually going to see a fluctuation in moisture and dry conditions. But for the rest of this evening and into tomorrow, here's what's going to happen, because we are going to start seeing some of that moisture. We'll have some cloudy conditions overnight, and we have a very slight chance of some storms for tomorrow. However, by the middle of the afternoon, you see all these areas of greens and yellow on the screen. Those are chances of some thunderstorms coming into our area, and that will continue through tomorrow evening. So if you have any outdoor plans, it might be best to get them done earlier in the day before we start to have some more storms. As far as what's going on for tonight, here's a look at your lows. We'll have a low mostly into the 60s for tonight, 69 for Grand Junction. Partly cloudy conditions, and again, we're going to see a very slight chance of some storms. A little different, especially if you live in the higher elevations. You're currently seeing storms at the moment. But for tomorrow, well, we're going to heat up mostly into the 90s. This says today, it's actually tomorrow, and we will see an increased chance of some storms throughout the afternoon and into the evening hours for tomorrow. In our 7-day forecast, we will fluctuate between some moisture and some dryness. 93 for today, 96 for tomorrow. And you can see we have chances on and off of some showers for you. Montrose, high of 90 for today.